Democrat Alyssa Slotkin. It sounds a bit like Slutkin. Is that her name? Do people call her Slutkin? I don't know. I have no idea. All I'm saying is that some people might read that. They might think Alyssa Slutkin. I don't know. I don't think that personally. I hear some people say that, but I don't say that. Removing DEI woke crap from military is politicizing. Holy crap. You know how we always say that they accuse you of doing what they're doing? This is maybe one of the most stark examples of that. Removing DEI woke crap from military is politicizing. See, a sane person would look at that and say that's depoliticizing it. That's just making it totally based on merit, because DEI is the opposite of that. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is the opposite of merit. Equity is the opposite of equality. They're not the same thing. They tried to sneak it in, equity, because people would just think it meant equality. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So, I mean, just so obviously, nakedly on its face, DEI is it. In fact, it can't be anything other than politicizing. It has to be, right? It's rating people and ranking people by identity, right? That is totally political. Removing that removes the politicization. Merit is not political. Merit is just reality. Right? Merit is just an accurate description of reality. That's all it is. It's absolutely unbelievable, the shamelessness of these fucking people who just do everything the modern left accuses you of, they are doing themselves. It's an actual strategy. U.S. Senator-elect Alyssa Slotkin, I hear some people say that, said this week that removing woke DEI initiatives from the U.S. military is a politicizing move. Dear me. Slotkin made the remarks during a Sunday interview on ABC News this week with co-host Martha. Does that say retards? Oh, Martha Raddatz. But I hear that some people say retards. Martha retards. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I just heard something that people might say that. But anyway, do you expect Donald Trump to fire top generals who he considers woke, or those too close to former Chairman Mark Milley? Mark Milley, the guy who wanted to understand white rage, because that was a real thing. Slotkin responded, yeah, I don't think you have to interpret anything. I think they've been very clear that they're putting together some sort of panel that's going to look at generals, people who have served their nation their entire lives over multiple administrations, Democrat and Republican, in combat. They are now openly talking about dismissing them like some sort of a kangaroo court. Kangaroo court. If there's anybody had any conversations about turning camo into rainbows, they gotta go. If you've had anybody who is complicit in the demeriting of the armed forces, because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is lethality, right? That's it. That's what the military is for. Anybody who's undermined that in any way, of course they have to go. Of course they do, and be replaced with competent, sane people. I mean, there is nothing more serious. There is nothing more sober than the military, than war, right? Than two sides literally trying to kill each other. There is nothing more serious, nothing more sober than that in the world. And merit and lethality are the obviously just obvious. Why do we keep having to have these conversations, right? What kind of retard couldn't possibly understand that? What kind of retard would think that removing merit and putting in DEI, which is the opposite of that, would in any way improve the army, any military's ability to simply beat another side by killing more of them? Because that's what it comes down to. All right, what do you guys say in the chat here? Izzy says, vampires, the lot of them, can't see themselves in mirrors, no self-awareness as a result. I agree. I think there are many vampires among them. Many. That's why they love homeless people so much, because they eat them and nobody knows they've disappeared. It's terrible, really. As he says, I love that they don't like any of Trump's picks. The salt must flow. The salt must flow. All right. Quote, you can imagine the stress in the Pentagon about that, but also on the future of who we are as a military, right? Are we lame and gay? Our military and the role of the military is in the Constitution for a reason. And I think we're really at risk of politicizing the military in a way that we can't put the genie back in the bottle. The genie is wokeness. The genie is DEI, and it has to be put back in the bottle. When retards noted that the military had issues with recruiting, Slotkin suggested that removing woke initiatives from the military would not have much of an impact on recruiting numbers. Really? You don't think so? Because, I mean, I think the problem with it, and you saw those military ads, right? Where it was like my two moms and all of that. And part of the problem with those is that they made them lame and gay. And the kind of people, particularly men, who would be drawn to something like the military don't like lame and gay, right? They like awesome, right? As opposed to lame and gay. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.